In what feels like the penultimate edition of Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? I love to goof on this channel. I love to not take things seriously like 95% of the time and just try to think of like, what the funniest angle is on something that I could possibly find. I'm going to get a little bit serious here because I'm actually kind of getting pissed that I'm letting something ruin my day that should not ruin my day at all because it holds zero consequence and it shouldn't matter to me as much as it does. I'm seeing an alarming number of people defending this fan and the interaction that they had with Troy Weaver. And if you haven't seen the video, there's a video that surfaced earlier this morning of a fan. It's a very brief interaction. There's not a ton that's recorded in the video, but essentially all that we see is Troy Weaver tell a guy to shut the fuck up and that he'll beat his ass. And then this kid is like, "You suck at your job." And then Troy is like, he like points to security. He's like, "Get this guy out of the fucking game." Apparently, the kid actually didn't end up getting kicked out. I don't know. The Reddit speculation. Who fucking cares what those idiots are saying? I'm not believing anything that anybody says on there in terms of what the account was. I don't think we're really going to get any closure on this. The video is very, very brief, but I'm seeing again an alarming amount of people being like, "Good, I would have done the same thing. Like, this kid's a hero. Like, can we find this guy's name? We can buy him a beer. Hang this kid. You put him on a banner and fucking hang it in the rafters." Pump the brakes. Like, full stop. Record scratch. Freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got here. What the fuck is this all about? I don't care how bad you think Troy Weaver is at his job, right? And I'm somebody who admittedly has been kind of like overly defendant of some shit that he's done, because I feel like we can kind of tell it like it is. Sure, he's had some boneheaded trades here and there. The Luke Kennard deal got fucked up. The Sadiq Bey trades suck when we brought in Wiseman. You totally fucked up your assets with the Marvin Bagley deal, and like between acquiring him and then sending him away, like you pretty much have nothing to show for it. Like, there's stuff that he's done that is just like irrevocably bad. Okay, and I would never say otherwise. But why? How many players have to come out and talk about like KD, like fucking 2 weeks ago, gets called a bitch, and then those same fans immediately try to dap him up like shit's sweet. And KD is like, "Look, I know that you guys want to go to the zoo and like try to pet the animals, but then at the end of the day, you find out that the animals were human all along." Shit like that, and we're all kind of like, "Damn, like that's true." Like, these fans are out of control. Okay, it's one thing if like fucking like Dolan is at a game. It's one thing if like Robert Sarver was at a game. If Donald Sterling was at a game. If Tom Gores is at a game, you can say whatever the fuck you want to him. Okay, fuck that guy. But like, it's so clear that people have a hand in what Troy's moves, like, how do I want to articulate this? It's very clear that Troy doesn't always get to do what he wants to do. And a lot of the time, he's at the mercy of a guy like Tom Gores or at a guy like Arn Tellem. So the fact that people are saying, like, well, if Troy doesn't want to get bitched at, like, maybe he shouldn't sit in the stands. You're going to try to tell me that it comes with the territory that, like, you are going to be subject to this criticism and this abuse. And that is true to an extent. But, like, if you watch the video, Troy never gets that fired up. We've never seen him that passionate, really, ever. It's rare that you see him, in front of a microphone and you don't hear him, like, umming and uhing his way through a sentence, taking, like, 45 seconds to say 6 goddamn words. To see him that fired up and just immediately on 11, two things can be true. We can't assume either way, really. Like, we can't assume that Troy is just like being an asshole to this kid for no reason, right? Clearly something was said to like really stir him up. And no, Troy Weaver is not bitch made because this kid was like, "You suck at your job," and like got upset about it. First of all, wherever you work, okay? Maybe you're a line cook, maybe you have a desk job, maybe you, wherever the fuck you work, if somebody walked in and was like, "You suck at your job," you're going to feel some type of way, right? I don't know why people act like that they're going to be impervious to this criticism if it ever faced them. You're going to feel some type of way about it. I saw somebody try to be like, "Well, if he didn't actually suck at his job, then he wouldn't actually feel that way about it." I know that I don't suck at this, and if somebody told me that I suck at this, which is now going to invite people to tell me that I suck at this, like, I'm going to feel some type of way because I'm going to be like, "Motherfucker, like, no, I don't," right? It's weird. It's so, so weird that people get so comfortable in these moments when they see somebody like of notoriety. It's one thing to be like, "Hey, Troy, like, wish things were going better." Like, there's a constructive way to do it. But when you try to act entitled in that moment, and like, I hope that guy's TikTok following goes up. Good for him. Like, great friend for recording that interaction. Good for you, dude. It came off as super corny. It came off as super weak. And I think the response that we're seeing from Pistons fans, and honestly fans, like, and that's not, it's truly just kind of extended beyond that. Like, people are justifying this kind of behavior from fans just because the team sucks and because he's a general manager. It's like, well, he deserves it. It comes with the territory to an extent, but fans becoming these, like, to quote the Charlie Murphy sketch, right? Habitual line steppers. Pump the fucking brakes. It's corny. Like, it's just weird. I would be the first one to tell you again that, like, there's a world where Troy shouldn't have a job next year. But here's the thing. He's going to have a job next year. Well, I don't know. Hey, maybe this incident kind of pivots and they're like, whoa, well, we can't have a guy who's trying to fight fans. Dog, if Tom Gores ever showed up at a Pistons game, which, by the way, he doesn't unless they're playing in Los Angeles, right? The rare instance, like once or twice a year, that he'll just be in Detroit. You know, this shit would happen, and I don't want to say like, well, I guess I already did say it should happen to him, because I don't want to really play two sides of the same coin here. But I feel like if you're going to be mad at anybody, I think you should actually contextualize the shit that you're mad about. It's lame. It's lame. It bothers me. It really, really bothers me the way that people in moments like that, again, feel entitled or worse, feel emboldened to express their thoughts in a way that just sucks. And I get that some of it comes with being a fan. Like, for a lot of people, this is their lives, But, like, how far removed are we from an interaction like this stemming from some fucking guy, like, losing a parlay? How's that going to feel? Are you still going to feel the same way? Like some motherfucker like bets the house on a money line or something, bets the house on the first basket, bets the house on over under 17.5 points, and it doesn't cash. And now he feels emboldened to like say some reckless shit to somebody. What happens then? Right? There's a line that we have to draw somewhere. Again, we don't know what happened in this video, before it, what even happened after it. Again, hey, it sounds like maybe the kid actually didn't even end up getting kicked out. This kid is bitch made, honestly. Just a bullshit interaction. And at the risk of sounding like the fucking like the teacher, like a cop, do fucking better, because that was weird.